another Accounting Accelerator tutorial. This is a quick 5-minute tutorial, and we're going to explore the role of the independent auditor as well as the different opinions that the independent auditor can give. Before we get started on looking at the 3 different audit opinions, I want to explore what is the role of the independent auditor. The most important thing is to express an opinion on the fair presentation of the annual financial statements. Now, what does it mean by fair presentation? It means that the annual financial statements are accurate and truthful. So if they say the assets are worth 6 million, then that is a matter of fact. It's truthful. Their audit report is addressed to the shareholders because the shareholders are the owners of the company, but they are not allowed to go in and check the financial information themselves. So they rely on the auditors to provide that information to them. So the audit report is the key communication between the shareholders and the auditors, and also your other users of your financial statements. The auditors are relied upon to provide the truth of the financial statements to the stakeholders. Stakeholders are anybody who has an interest in that company. So it would be your existing shareholders, potential investors, the banks who have provided loans, trade creditors, etc. There are 3 audit opinions. The first audit opinion is where the auditors are concerned about what they have found. And they say they have not been able to obtain sufficient audit evidence to provide a basis for the audit opinion. And they do not express an opinion on the financial statements. So that is their opinion, but they've got to provide the reason why they are saying that. And that is where we get the basis for their opinion. Why are they saying that they could not obtain sufficient audit evidence? So they say they found that the internal control procedures were not adhered to and documentation did not exist for a significant portion of the transactions tested. So they couldn't find the source documents, the receipts, the invoices, the bank statements, etc. So this is a very serious opinion to give. And it is a warning to your stakeholders. And we call this a disclaimer. It can also be called an adverse opinion, but in your textbooks, they refer to it as a disclaimer. And a disclaimer is similar to a warning. We come across this in our daily lives, and you've seen them, and you probably weren't aware that they were called disclaimers. So if you enter premises and it says, enter at your own risk, that's a disclaimer. It's saying we're not going to accept responsibility for any harm that may come to you. Also, if you park your car in a parking garage, it might say, we will not be held responsible for any loss or damage while the car is parked on the premises. So the auditors in this case are saying, we are not accepting responsibility if you invest in this company or if you decide to give credit. Moving on to the second opinion here, the auditors are saying, in our opinion, except for the advertising expenses in the income statement which could not be verified, the financial statements fairly represent the financial position. So over here, we've got a but. They're saying everything is right, it fairly represents, but for. So let's go and look at the basis. Why are they saying that? They're saying the advertising expense of 50,000 Rand in the income statement could not be verified as no documentation existed for this part of the expenditure. So they couldn't find the invoice for this expenditure. There was no documentation. So apart from that, everything else is hunky-dory, everything is 100%. So if that were corrected, it wouldn't be a problem. So they're giving their opinion, they say it fairly represents, but there was that one concern. So this is qualified. This is a qualified audit opinion. And then the last opinion that we have, in our opinion, the annual financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position, its financial performance and cash flows for the 52 weeks that ended in accordance with the international financial standards and requirements of the Companies Act of South Africa. So they don't need to give a basis for opinion because their opinion, it's unqualified. They say that everything is truthful and accurate. So they don't need to say but for. So we call this an unqualified opinion. So you may come across a short question in your exam paper about this, and they're commonly found in the Department of Basic Education papers.